Many years ago in India, legend tells us, a little prince who was born whom the sages foretold would become the Buddha, which means the enlightened one, or the one who has attained supreme wisdom. His name was Siddhartha Gautama. His parents had waited a long time for this child. The king was 50 years old when the baby came, and he was not pleased when the sages prophesied that this was an unusual child, worthy of receiving the title the Buddha. He wanted him to enjoy worldly things and be trained only for his role as ruler of his country. The king, therefore, surrounded him with every luxury, provided for his every desire, and sought to protect him from the suffering of the world. When Prince Siddhartha rode outside the palace grounds, the route was always predetermined and the way cleared of every personal thing that might suggest the existence of sickness, old age, or death. All diseased and decrepit ones were kept indoors. The young prince grew up in this protected atmosphere and was married to a beautiful princess, and for some years was perfectly happy. But one day, Prince Siddhartha eluded his protectors and went a different route. He saw a sick man groaning by the side of the road. He also saw a very old man who appeared to be dying. He saw poverty and suffering. He was shocked and inquired of Channa, his servant, how this could be so. Thenceforth he pondered the riddle of men living sensually, carelessly, heedlessly, in a world teeming with sickness and decay and the evidence of death. He became downcast and miserable, because now everywhere he saw signs of change and decay. He saw that men grew old, sickened, and died. He became possessed with the idea that he should free mankind from this cycle of suffering. The next time Siddhartha left the palace grounds, he met a monk who wore the simple robe of a religious order and carried a begging bowl. Siddhartha noticed that the monk's eyes were clear and untroubled, his face serene and restful. He was told that this religious brother had renounced the world, had no desires, and was not fettered by ambition, a man who gave his life to seeking enlightenment. Now the prince saw what he must do. He gave up his royal heritage and set aside his jewels and rich clothing. He left his wife and family to become a monk with a begging bowl, a seeker of enlightenment. He even gave up food that he might mortify the body and live in the spirit. But he found that this also was not the answer. Finally, through meditation, he found the enlightenment. He melted into the ocean of oneness. He saw a vision of mankind freed from the prison of the senses, his soul delivered from the bonds of delusion. He experienced the peace of the Absolute. Siddhartha Gautama became the Buddha, which means the enlightened one. Thenceforth, he gave his life to teaching mankind how to live. He taught the middle path, the path of self-control, the path that leads to understanding, wisdom, and peace. He laid down the doctrine of the eightfold path of virtue, which was to remain at the heart of the Buddhist moral teaching forever afterward. The eightfold path is right belief, right resolve, right speech, right behavior, right occupation, right effort, right contemplation, right concentration. Gautama the Buddha discovered that each person had to experience the vicissitudes of life in order to find understanding and right living. He found that it was not wise to protect people from life, that each person must find his own areas of growth in order to ultimately experience the bliss of oneness. His great teaching came through meditation.